Big way for the win. Pandemonium. Absolute scene.
The hottest basketball takes, news, and analysis. This is the Fast Break Podcast with Finn James and Will Tremaine.
Welcome into the Fast Break Podcast, the podcast made by basketball fans.
For basketball fans.
Finn James,
Will Tremaine.
Welcome back to another episode on Sport Nation. Of course, going live at 7 p.m. every Tuesday on Sport Nation. Or, if you want to catch us early, make sure to head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Sport Nation app at 5 p.m. every single Monday, Will. We've got plenty to talk about on the episode today. Unfortunately, no interview on the podcast today.
Yep.
Not something we usually do, but there's a lot more to dive into in terms of the Breakers free agency realm. As you know, we even talked about DJ Vasiljevic signing on the podcast. We've also signed young gun Preston Legasic, and we're the front runner to sign probably one of the most experienced head coaches in world basketball with Gordon Herbert. So we're going to be diving into how the Breakers off-season is currently shaping up to be. And just quietly, it's looking pretty positive so far. Of course, we're going to be going through round 5 of the Cells NBL as the teams really start to take shape and we kind of differentiate between the top teams and the bottom teams and who's really performing on a weekly to weekly basis. And the NBA playoffs is, of course, absolutely booming with the Eastern Conference Finals almost all set with the Knicks moving through. The Sixers got swept, so we're going to be talking about that, as well as what's going over in the Western Conference, and the draft lottery was this morning. I'm a happy Clippers fan, and you'll find out why later on in the podcast, so stay tuned for that. If you are listening on digital, of course, all the time codes down below. Otherwise, you're just going to have to wait and see. But of course, we'll start off with a bit of Breakers news over the last couple weeks or so. Obviously, like I said, we've signed DJ Vasiljevic to a 1-year deal. We have Preston Legasic on a 1+1 deal with the second year of his option being a team option. Carlin Davison is apparently set to re-sign for the club after being linked with Perth earlier on in the free agency realm, but apparently set to sign with the Breakers again. And Gordon Herbert, the big one. But I think we should really start with DJ Vasiljevic. Now that it's been 2 weeks, how are you feeling about the signing?
This is a massive signing for the Breakers. I don't think anybody expected him to write on the dotted line with the Breakers. Obviously, he's had quite a tenured career in the NBL, champion. He obviously just came off this last season with the Adelaide 36ers, playing alongside the greatest basketball player in NBL history, Bryce Cotton. And we know what he brings. He's a sharpshooter. He can catch fire at any given moment in a game. And I think if you look at what was our struggles last year as Breakers, shooting was a big one. The 3-point shooting, we could not hit a shot. There were moments in games where it just felt like there was something covering the rim. And he's gonna come into this Breakers organization. He's gonna take that thing off the rim, and he's gonna put the ball in the basket.
Oh yeah,
and that's what we need.
How
so I'm
good.
hyped. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that he's a local as well, we don't have to use an import slot on him.
I think we used a marquee signing.
Marquee, does that count as one of our import
Well,
slots?
from my understanding, you can have 4. So you can have 3 imports and a marquee.
Yeah,
or you can have 2 imports and 2 marquees, or 3 marquees and 1 import, I think.
So he's not taking up one of the import spots. We've
No,
still got
but in terms
Parker.
of how much we have with our salary cap, I think I'd be kind of surprised if we sign a 3rd import.
Yeah,
I definitely will see us signing a 2nd one, but like you
for
said.
sure, we do not need 3 imports with DJ and Sam as well signing that big deal. I mean, just you look at that 3-headed monster already, PJC, Sam Menenga, DJ Vasiljevic. I think DJ slots in so well with those 2 guys. Parker Jackson Cartwright, the best playmaker in the league, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, it's going to be entertaining to see what he brings to this team, and I'm very excited as a Breakers fan.
Yeah, you talked about it, about our 3-point shooting ability last season. From my understanding, Will, we ranked dead last.
Yeah.
Or second to last in 3-point percentage. It might have barely crept over 30%, maybe high 20s, which you never want in your professional basketball team. And we signed Rob Baker last season as well, who was supposedly going to be that 3-point stretch 4 threat for our team. Had some games where he shot the lights out, but I'd say he wasn't amazing.
Not consistent.
No, not at all. And then Hoop Fest rolled around and he tore his ACL. So he went out. And it kind of meant the paint was clogged a lot for Parker. And we lived and died by the 3 in some games. Obviously, like we shot a lot of 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So to fill that void with DJ Vasiljevic is perfect, like you said. I mean, I think he's a career, 37% or 38% from 3, which
Elite.
That's pretty good. And these are like on a pretty high degree of difficulty as well. And matched with Parker Jackson Cartwright, you already said it, the best playmaker in the league, Will. Hopefully, this is a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think for sure. And I mean, you look like what he did last season with Adelaide. I mean, he kind of got shoved to the back of that team a little bit at moments in that season when they signed John Jenkins. He kind of got moved to the bench. I don't think he really enjoyed his role. I don't want to put words in his mouth. Maybe he did, but I think for any player, you go from starter level shooting guard on championship level team, and some guy comes in and essentially takes your spot. That obviously isn't going to make you happy, which maybe played a part in why this is all hypothetical. Maybe that played a part in why he wanted to come to the Breakers, an organization where he knows he's going to start and he's going to have a big role on this team. I think, yeah, like I've said, it's massive, and can't wait for it.
Yeah, it was completely unexpected. Actually, when we saw the news first come out a couple of weeks ago, we thought it was fake at first, to be honest, because first of all, I was thinking, why are the Breakers going after an Australian local marquee as our guy?
No one ever signs with the Breakers.
No one good in the league that has like a genuine long career in the NBL ever comes to the Breakers. But DJ coming on a 1-year deal, like you were saying, he kind of didn't have an identity with Adelaide last year, I thought, Will. Like, he used to be that guy on Adelaide. Like, he's a 2-time champion with Sydney, and then he went to Adelaide and was kind of their like number one guy for a couple seasons as Adelaide went to rebuild into their kind of team where they are now. Obviously, they had a massive off-season with Bryce Cotton signing and Cheatham going over. But he didn't really have an identity. He started in the lineup at first, couldn't really find his feet with Bryce Cotton being that ball-dominant guy that DJ wasn't used to. Kind of went to the bench. Then Mike Wells would experiment with him a lot. And like you said, they had Troy Brown Jr. who came in, who was supposed to be that 3-and-D guy. He got binned off. And John Jenkins came in. And then before you know it, the championship's done. They lose very closely, though, in the end, to be fair.
And you look what happened when they did. There was that one game in the final series where Mike Wells decided to go back to starting DJ over John Jenkins, and he had that massive game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what he's capable of. If he can bring that to the Breakers, that is just so big for us. And also, this means, I know we've said in previous episodes, we'd like to see Isaiah Brockington return to the team.
I don't think
we don't need him now.
No.
I mean, there's no place for him. As much as we enjoyed his game towards the back end of last season, he's a 2-guard. We've just gone and picked up DJ, who's our 2-guard. So it's going to be interesting because there's no need for him to come back now. I think, like we've said, that we need one more import for sure. I think that's got to be a center, in my opinion. I want to see Sam Menenga playing the 4, which I think is his natural position. I don't know what discussions they've had as a team where he's going to be playing, but go out there, get a big 5, like outright 5, who can shoot threes. I think that would be perfect for this team.
Yeah, if we do get a 5 to have that front court of Sam and a genuine 5.
Yeah.
We saw Sam play
7-footer.
Yeah, definitely. A big 7-footer would be perfect. Somebody who can stretch the floor. Obviously, beggars can't be choosers. And I don't think we'll probably see another import signing, I reckon, until after Summer League in the NBA.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kopp and Boucher went over to Vegas last year and picked up Brockington and Rob Baker following their Summer League performances. Part of me thinks that'll probably happen again, depending, obviously, who Dylan Boucher signs as a head coach.
You'd think so.
We'll get into that in a little bit because that's some big news on that horizon, but that's exactly what I want to see. But just quickly, before we get into what's happening in the head coaching front, we also signed Aussie young gun Preston Legasic, a 23-year-old.
Aussie/Kiwi.
He's got a Kiwi. Yeah, he's got dual citizenship. I think one of his parents is Kiwi, one of his parents is Australian. He just got done playing 4 years of Division 2 basketball, which is confusing, but he absolutely dominated in Division 2 circuit. He's played 5 years for the Gold Coast NBL 1 team, most recently playing with Ruben Tarangi. Obviously, Ruben Tarangi probably put in a pretty good word with Dylan Boucher. Boucher must have liked what he saw and decided to give him a shot. He averaged almost 22 points a game and shot 38% from 3 and averaged 6 assists. So this is
what the Breakers are doing here with the 3-point shooting. They realized we were the last in the league at that. That was probably our biggest struggle last year. And we've gone out and got DJ Legasic, who I think is going to get decent minutes off the bench. We'll see. I don't know if is it a development contract?
It's a full contract. Yeah.
So you'd imagine he's going to be getting good minutes then. Maybe not good, but he's going to come in. He's going to bring that shooting when we need it. I think that's huge. Him, DJ, back-to-back, great 3-point shooters. Love to see it. And then also Carlin wants to resign as well.
That's huge. Obviously, he was linked for Perth, but I mean, we need him back. He's got so much potential.
He could start. If we're thinking about that starting lineup, Parker, DJ, Sam, import big. Who's that 3 spot?
Maybe Carlin, especially
Carlin.
if we don't sign a good Nick star, if we even are going after a Nick star. But Preston's probably going to fill that Taylor Britt role where Taylor just didn't fill it to the best of his ability, I reckon. So Preston's probably filling that sort of role. But yeah, Carlin coming back's huge. But in terms of the head coaching spots,
Yes.
and we only have a couple minutes to get over this. Gordon Herbert, arguably if he signs with the Breakers, which according to Fox was literally basically going to happen, hasn't been officially announced yet, but we should hopefully see it maybe sometime this week, will be the most experienced coach the NBL has probably ever seen. The current Canadian men's basketball coach just won a Bundesliga championship with Bayern Munich. He's won a plethora of other awards and
Germany
championships.
to the World Cup victory as well. That team that beat the US.
Yeah.
That was him behind, like, running that ship.
With Dennis Schroeder, Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, that team in 2023 that won a gold medal at the FIBA World Cup, Gordon Herbert was at the helm. This is a completely different contrasting coach to what we had with Petteri Koponen. Petteri Koponen was a first-time head coach.
Yeah.
And honestly, considering the cards that he was dealt, I don't think Coach Kopp did that bad.
No.
Gordon Herbert had a 12-year playing career and has spent 32 years head coaching in some of the best leagues in Europe.
Some of the best players as well. Like, you think about that Canadian national team. He's coached the greatest arguably the greatest basketball player on planet Earth at this very moment, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah.
He's coached that man. He is the coach of that. He's the current Canadian
men's league coach.
Not
Not men's league, but men's coach, yeah.
Yeah, so this is huge. And like you said, Schroeder, Franz Wagner, this is massive for the Breakers. I'd love to know how this came about because it was so unexpected. How did they go out and get a name that big?
I have no idea. Dylan Boucher must be pulling some ridiculous strings, and we obviously have this new CEO coming in that used to look after the Perth Wildcats. He's probably given Boucher the green light. Here's a crap load of money. Go out and get the best you can, and let's rebuild this franchise to what it once was. And if we can sign Gordon Herbert to, even if it was a 1-year deal, but obviously a multiple year deal would be just insane. But if we can get this across the line with Gordon Herbert, it is seriously going to just mean so much for this club. Not only is it just going to bring a wealth of experience and so much guidance for the younger players coming through, whether they're development players or someone like Carlin, Preston Legasic, it's also going to be just such a pull factor for other players coming to the Breakers, hopefully this coming season or in the future.
It's great that the Breakers organization kind of just has a blank checkbook at the moment. I mean, we're going out there, like you said, spending whatever we want, wherever we want. And plenty more of that to come this off season. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of this roster unfolds, but I think you got to be excited if you're a Breakers fan for sure with these big signings.
Most definitely. We'll watch with interest and keep you all updated on the Fast Break podcast. We're going to take a quick break, be back with round 5 of the Cells NBL right after this. You're listening to the Fast Break podcast with Finn and Will on Sport Nation. Round 5 of the Cells NBL is in the books. Once again, a pretty jam-packed round. They were calling it the North versus South round, Will, despite the Wellington Saints
being the South team,
counted as a South team, which I don't know how I feel about
Last time I checked, they're in the North Island, folks.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I think they needed to even it up. So
to be fair, I'm pretty sure, like, Wellingtonians, and please correct me if I'm wrong, despite people in the North region of the North Island.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure they
I
despise
haven't
them.
heard that. I know the Cantabrians can't stand us, Jeff,
Oh,
as
well,
they
yeah.
call us.
Well, look, all I'm saying now, on the Saturday session, on a Saturday, my hosts are from Wellington, Daniel McCarty,
Oh, yeah.
Grant Elliott, Graham Beasley, and we have some feuds, especially Hurricanes versus Crusaders chat.
Ooh.
So all I'm saying is that there is a bit of biff.
But that's Crusaders a South Island team.
Oh yeah, good point. They also despise the Blues.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, it was a North versus South round. I don't even know who came out on top, but I'm sure
South, I think.
if we go through all these games, I'm sure you'll be able to kind of understand who does at the end. But well, let's get us started off with the Taranaki Airs versus the Sharks. I think this was it a Wednesday or Thursday night game? I actually can't remember. I think it was Thursday night. And honestly, this was probably the most underwhelming game of the round. And actually, I actually had something on this as well, Will. I took the Facebook, random place Facebook is, and I'm on the New Zealand basketball group page. I don't know if you're on that as well. And somebody actually put out a post saying, where the hell are all the Airs fans? I get that it's a Thursday night, but the stadium is empty. Only 311 people in attendance for the Airs Sharks game on a Thursday night. And just quietly, that's a little bit unacceptable from your fans in Taranaki. Whether that's, I know it's a Thursday night, can be quite hard to get down to a sporting fixture at about 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. But 311 people to go to a basketball game? I'm sorry, but
maybe it's a bit to do with how
I don't know.
the start of the season's gone for them. Not the
greatest.
Not the greatest for the Airs community, but Yeah, you'd expect more than that.
311.
It's not like it's a small area either. There's smaller towns in New Zealand that have an NBL team, so...
Yeah, so I'm unsure what's going down in Taranaki, but if you're in the region, it's not that expensive to go down to a game.
Get along.
I understand.
Great night.
I understand cost of living is a big factor in New Zealand at the moment, but I'm assuming a ticket to a Taranaki Airs game would range between $10 to $20 each.
Yeah.
And it's good to go down and support your local team. So whether that's on the people of Taranaki or the Airs just aren't doing a good job at marketing themselves, I don't know. I just feel like something I had to bring up. Because considering, in my opinion, Will, the league's in a really good spot in terms of the quality of basketball.
Best place it's ever been, in my opinion.
I 100% agree with you, especially since we've started covering it. Obviously, it's the second season we've done it, which isn't that hard to compare. It's only 2 seasons. But since I started getting more involved with watching the league, probably since I'd say the 2020 bubble season, is probably when I first started really diving into Sal's NBL. I think this is one of the best positions the league's ever been in terms of talent, the coverage of the league. So very surprising to see only 311 people go down for this game.
Completely agree. But the game itself, Brandon Stroud for the Airs finished with 21 points. Bucket. Sharks import, who we're going to talk a bit more about later on in another segment. Rylan Jones, 25 points and 12 rebounds for him. This guy is a 6 foot tall point guard out of America, and he had 12 rebounds.
Yeah,
another game this round as well where he had 10 rebounds.
Very impressive.
So, yeah, definitely outperforming his size when it comes to the rebounding department. And then Sam Timmons, 24 and 9, stalwart there in Southland.
He's doing a good job.
MVP discussions early on. I think, yeah, he's going to be one of those guys up there throughout the whole season.
Most definitely, yeah. That was a pretty easy, well, it wasn't an easy dub. It actually ended up being 74 to 82 for the Sharks, but I thought the Sharks were slowly running away with it. Airs had a little bit of a run in the fourth quarter to make it a little bit closer. Yeah. Second game, I think this was on Friday night,
This
wasn't
was
it,
on
Will?
Friday night.
You got down for this one.
Yeah, I got down for this one. Thought I'd, have a little trip back down to the hometown, see the mum, and get along to the Bulls game. As you know, I'm a Bulls fan, so good to get to first game for the Bulls this season. They played the Giants, got a good win, 97-73. Was close for most of the game, but they kind of ran away with it in the fourth. Darren Boyd, 17 points. He was kind of struggling to find a shot early on, but had a good stretch later on in the game where he hit like 2 or 3 in a row. Carter Witt, 18 points, 12 assists. You can really, when you're watching him live, just the way that he kind of navigates the game. He's just the leader, finds his open teammates. He had some really good passes in this one. Bigger, their backup big man, he had a good one to him at some point in the game. And then Jace Carter, this guy, I mean, I knew you were special, but there's something different live. This guy's unreal. I think he's one of the best players in the South NBL personally. He's not like a forward he's a forward, but he's not a power forward or a center. Small forward. Yeah. But the rebounding, he is an elite rebounder. He was getting up for some boards over the Giants big men. Very, very athletic player. He finished with 20 and 8. The Giants, pretty well-rounded game from their players. No one really stood out.
Yeah, they went down quite
Liam
big.
Judd had one of the most insane poster dunks. Off inbounds from the Bulls, he steals it. Just insane dunk. I don't think it was getting talked about enough.
No.
The MC obviously being from Franklin didn't really highlight it that much, but insane. I mean, we know what he can do. We've seen it in the Breakers. We've seen for the Giants for the last couple of years. He's going to be something special in my opinion.
Well, it was a ridiculous dunk. I was watching it from home. There was a lot of noise coming out of my lounge due to the Liam Judd dunk. Let's just say that. It was an absolute... I wouldn't call it a poster, but my God.
Yeah.
He took off.
He did.
And it was a very good dunk. Liam Judd, we're probably going to see that a few more times throughout the season. Well,
you'd think so.
Most definitely. I will move on to the more Friday night action. Tauranga losing to 20 points at home against the Canterbury Rams, 79-99. We declared the Fire would be potential top 5 or top 6 team in the league this year.
Yeah.
Have struggled quite poorly in the last 3 rounds, you could say, Will.
Yeah, Turangi's only just coming back, so I think they're still probably just trying to find a way to work him back into the lineup with Tane Murray. Obviously, those are the two guys for Tauranga. He did have a good game in this one, 21 points, very efficient for Turangi. Nick Stoddart had 22 points, but yeah, 20-point loss to the Rams. The Rams are going to be one of the better teams all season long, but I think the Fire are going to get better from here, and I still think they're going to be like a playoff contention team for sure.
Yeah, they just picked up a new import as well. I don't know if he got on the court. He might have just played a few minutes, just kind of trying to find his feet, but haven't seen much from him yet. But yeah, in terms of the Rams, looking like I've said this about many teams, but these guys look like genuine title contenders again.
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent on this team. 4 players with exactly 19 points against Defy, including Mana Martin, Taylor Britt, Tam Yang Cho. God, I butchered that name a million times on this podcast. Tam Yang Cho.
Tam and Yang.
And Walter Brown, who has come back and looked like an absolute weapon since 1 year at UNLV. He's come back a far more complete player.
Yeah.
Oh, Walter Brown. So keep an eye on the Rams. I think they're going to be very dangerous this year.
There's so many dangerous teams this season. It's going to be entertaining to see who comes out on top. This might be one of the most competitive Sal's NBL seasons, I think, ever, probably.
I agree. I don't think there's, like last season, obviously there was the Saints and the Rams that had like ridiculously good years with I think only 3 losses to the Saints last year and 4 to the Rams. But this season, I think we're going to see a lot of teams in that top echelon. There'll be a few teams that really do dip down as the season progresses. But yeah, this is a very good spot. Every team has a weapon. Every team.
I mean, Tuatara as well. We've got to highlight them. They're right near the top of the table there. I think they might be number 1 actually. And they still haven't got a fully healthy. Like Sean Bairstow's only played 1 game for them.
Yeah.
And they don't have Isaac Davidson yet, who's still yet to come back. They're going to be one to watch as well.
Hell of a team. Moving on to Saturday afternoon, the Hawke's Bay Hawks finally get their first win of the NZNBL season against, you could argue, a pretty good in-form Otago Nuggets team, but they've dropped 2 in a row. Obviously had Jeff Sparrow on last week, and I'm quite high on this team, considering who's at the helm. Jeff Sparrow, 1, an absolute gem of a human, and 2, seems like an absolute nutter for basketball, which is always what you want in a coach.
Yeah.
So was surprised to see them go down 91-82 to the Hawke's Bay Hawks, but eventually the Hawks were going to get on the board. You never want to be the team that hands a team their first win of the season. But I do expect the Nuggets probably to turn this around pretty quickly. But
I agree.
In terms of
in Hawke's Bay, so
yeah, it was in Hawke's Bay, and they actually have a decent team. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're still finding their feet. I think
Dan
a few
Greeter's one of
imports.
the best players in the league.
Dan Greeter is the second year in the league, looks absolutely insane. But in terms of who did actually play well, Jeremy McLaughlin, one of their newer imports that just came in, finished with 21. Dan Greeter also finished with for 16 points and 13 rebounds. Good showing from him. And of course, the young gun, Keanu Rasmussen, who's been having a hell of a year considering his age, finished with a solid 17 points and 10 boards for the young point guard. He is a hell of a player. And just quietly, if he's ever off contract from Adelaide, I think the Breakers should actually look at probably giving this guy a shot. A local boy, he's got Kiwi heritage, and he actually has a very bright future, I think.
Yeah, and as for the Nuggets, Boy Tuak had 19 points, and Ethan Rusbatch with 18.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next game of the round, the Sharks with a dominant win over the Manawatu Jets, 102-78. Caden Sand had 27 and 11 boards for the Jets. We've seen what he can do. He's going to be on the highlight plays all season long. But yeah, obviously falling up short. Jamal Poplar had 26 points, 18 boards. It's kind of been a 2-man show there in Manawatu with those 2 guys all season long.
Byron Mellon's going out early, still waiting for him to return. And his import replacement, I don't think really stands up to the standard they needed. But look, when you're under time crunch, you need to sign someone. They didn't really have a choice. But
and as for the Sharks, you had Caleb Asbury had 20 points. Braden Inger, 19 points, 8 rebounds, and Keelan Boone, 18 points in 22 minutes off the bench. Still, obviously, coming back from an injury that he picked up wherever he was before the Sharks. But once he's fully healthy and back into that starting lineup, the Sharks are going to be a team to watch for sure.
Yeah, they're really piecing it together down there in South. And they're going to... there's another team I'm going to say. They're probably going to be up there as well, especially with everyone coming back healthy. This team is very good. Yeah. And obviously coached by Jonathan Yim, great coach as well.
For sure.
Last night's action are the Auckland Tuatara and the Nelson Giants. This was a hell of a game. 1990-97 for the Auckland Tuatara, just putting the icing on the cake in the back end of that fourth quarter. Some very good games. This is Josh Dilling, in my opinion, best game in a Tuatara uniform. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. Josh Dilling shot 40-something% in college, but I think he's struggled so far this year. This is his best game shooting for sure for the Tuatara.
I mean, I think a lot of like stuff that people might not consider like comes into it when you're that high level of a shooter is small things like change of basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's obviously been used to the college basketball his entire career. He comes over here. We use Moulton's, right?
Yeah.
things like that. I don't know. The rims could be slightly different.
3-point
New
line
Zealand.
slightly different.
Yeah. So like all
Things like
those
that.
small little things when you're that elite of a shooter, like the tiniest little difference can obviously change things for you. Even just being in a new environment, different country. But I think as the season goes on, he's going to find that exact perfect range for him, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And yeah, in a game like this, 5 for 7 from 3, that's elite. That's exactly what you want from your import. Zach Riley as well, who's been, like we've said last episode, I think the most consistent best player for the Tuatara all season. 21 points. And then Rob Lowe, 18 points, 7 boards, 9 assists. So near triple-double from the big man. You love to see that. Tommy V as well, 17 off the bench. But yeah, close game. Tuatara sealing a deal.
Yeah. Shout out
Got the
Alex
job done.
McNaught. Was his 100th game in the NZNBL, which I think is awesome for Alex. He
Big
actually played
congrats.
alright, I thought. Cruz Pero Hunt finished with 20 as well.
Yeah.
Looks like an absolute weapon down there. Sam Dempster actually caught fire as well in this game, as he always does at Event Finder Stadium. And just to cap off the round, the Wellington Saints got a 40-point blowout win over the Franklin Bulls in Wellington. Dante Ingram with his best game in a Saints uniform finished with 26 points. Elijah Pepper with 23. Yeah. Elijah Pepper might be the best player, in my opinion, in the Cells NBL. I know you have Jace Carter up there, but Pepper's been doing it consistently this entire season. Not saying Jace Carter hasn't, but Pepper has been insane. And speaking of Jace Carter, finished with 32 in this game. Holy! But they lost by 40.
They lost by 40, yeah. I think the Bulls obviously need to figure out some things. And the Saints, I mean, yeah, like you said, Elijah Pepper. Yeah, I think you're right. They're right up there. It's hard to differentiate the best player in the league, but there's definitely a handful of guys, like probably 5 guys, that are quite clearly the best players in the league, and both of those 2 guys fit into that bracket.
Yeah, most definitely. And if we do look over to the ladder as well, Will, 5-1, both the Auckland Tuatara and the Canterbury Rams in first and second place respectively. Southland Sharks now 5-2. They're in third. Wellington Saints in fourth, 4-2, tied with the Nuggets, who are still in fifth with 4-2. Franklin Bulls just squeezing in at the sixth spot, 3-2. But it's anyone's season still.
I agree, for sure.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back with some NBA playoff and draft lottery reactions. Oh my God, go the Clippers. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to the Fast Break podcast on Sport Nation with Finn and Will. The NBA playoffs continue, and we've got some conference finals qualifications, Will.
Yeah, one team so far, pretty much 2. The Knicks got the job done this morning against the Philadelphia 76ers in an absolute blowout. They absolutely dominated in this series, 4-0. Get your brooms out. I'd also like to take a quick moment to apologize to Logan Curran and Brady Fox specifically for doubting the New York Knicks. One of them specifically has been in the DM saying that I need to make a public apology for taking the 76ers to win this series. And boy, I look like an idiot because they got swept and they did not put up a fight one little bit, to be honest. Absolute dominant series win from the Knicks.
Yeah, even with Embiid coming back a little bit halfway through the series as well. The Sixers, couldn't do anything. And you know what? I'm going to put it out here as well. I've never trusted the New York Knicks in playoff scenarios. Yeah. And for them to go out and sweep them, and not only sweep them, get a 40-point blowout in Game 4 to seal the deal in Philadelphia. They didn't even get one win. Yeah. Maybe the Knicks are going to come out now. Now that the Celtics are gone, it'll be interesting to see what's happening over in the Detroit series as well, because just quietly, although James Harden did kind of turn back time yesterday and kind of cook up for 90 seconds to end the game.
He's the biggest playoff dipper of all time.
Wow, that's a bit harsh. But Detroit are up 2-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Considering that Detroit almost lost in the first round to the 8th seed but had a 3-1 comeback, maybe that's the wake up they needed. They might just, and you know what's funny? I thought they would match up probably worse against the Cavs with Mobley and Jared Allen on the Cavs as well. But look, Cade Cunningham is an absolute superstar.
Oh, he's insane.
What a great player. Very good player. I
think the Pistons take care of the Cavs, personally. I mean, they are up 2-1. I think they definitely dispose of the Cavs in this series, probably in, I reckon 5. I reckon they win the next 2.
Yeah.
Calling it. And then, sorry again to Knicks fans, but Pistons-Knicks conference finals for me, and I think the Pistons are going to get the job done. I think that's my team to come out of the East for sure. Like you said, I think the Magic just stacked up very well against the Pistons, and that's why they gave them such troubles. But we got to remember who this Pistons team was all season. They were the best team in the East, and Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, that 2-headed monster, specifically Cade Cunningham. I mean, I don't see anybody in the East stopping them.
It is unfortunate though, because Jalen Duren was kind of ass in the first round.
Yeah,
He's
the
kind
whole
of picked it
playoffs
up.
He's meh.
Picked it up a little bit, but Cade Cunningham has really put the team on his back. I think Tobias Harris, of all people, has actually been pretty solid. You got the likes of Duncan Robinson, who I think has been playing all right as well.
Yeah.
It'd be
Saw
interesting.
Thompson, elite defender.
Yeah,
Probably one of the best defenders in the league.
definitely.
For sure.
He's a better defender than Eamon.
He just can't hit free throws, so he's a bit of a liability at late game scenarios.
Those Thompson twins, their offenses. I mean, Eamon's definitely slightly better giftedly offensively.
So it
But
was like 25% from 3 this year. So
yeah.
Yeah.
If they can find offensive bags, these guys will be like long-term NBA players.
All-stars for multiple seasons if
Yes.
they get offensive
They're
bags.
they're both just genetically athletic freaks for sure. But this Detroit series, I think I also have Detroit coming out of it against the Cavs. Like you said, James Harden, a proven playoff dipper. I think Donovan Mitchell
playoff riser. Not this year though.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like this season, considering what he's produced in like older playoff series,
Yeah.
I reckon he hasn't been as good as I
No.
would have expected Donovan Mitchell to be.
Not like he was in those Jazz days.
No,
Those were-
that
remember
bubble series against
Mitchell
the Nuggets,
versus Murray?
yeah, just
Feed
absolute
families.
cinema. But yeah, in terms of the series, it's funny. Going into the playoffs, I actually had Detroit and the Celtics probably playing off in the conference finals, and I was a bit 50-50 with who I wanted coming out. But obviously, now that the Celtics are gone, with the Sixers, in all fairness, upsetting them in a 3-1 comeback, now the Sixers are gone, you probably expect Detroit, if they do come out of the series, probably to cause a bit of discomfort for the New York Knicks.
To be fair, yeah, the Knicks have looked.
They've looked great, don't
They've
get me
looked
wrong.
insane since those first. I think they lost. Was it 2 straight to the Hawks in round 1?
Yeah,
And then they won 4 straight. So they've won
CJ
8
McCollum.
straight playoff games. Is that right?
Something like
Someone
that.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they might have won 8 straight playoff games. Like since they figured it out against New York, yeah, they've looked unbeatable. To sweep the 76ers, I don't think anybody had them sweeping the Sixers.
No
for
way.
Sure.
I thought Embiid was really going to have his way with Cat.
Yeah.
Cat held his own when Embiid did actually get to play. Paul George, not the greatest series from
He had some
playoff B.
flashes.
Had some flashes. But yeah, I was surprised that it was as dominant as it was.
Did the Knicks
Considering
take any bad shots?
I hate you. Considering what the Sixers had produced in round 1, I am very surprised to see how dominant the win in the series was for the Knicks over the Sixers.
For sure. And yeah, the Pistons, Cavs, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But
Yeah.
if we gaze our eyes over to the Western Conference,
Yeah.
I think the Thunder, I mean, they're up 3-0 against the Lakers. They're going to sweep them. Let's
Yeah.
be honest. Like, that series is a wrap. Luka Doncic still ain't back.
No.
He's not going to be back for game 4. And yeah, the Lakers have nothing to like offer to try and beat the Thunder. I mean, they're just unbeatable, the Thunder team.
Unfortunately, you're right. And the refs are unbeatable too. And LeBron James, this could be his last season ever. We don't know yet. I feel
Yeah.
like he's the type of guy that's going to announce it probably going into a season and have a retirement tour,
Oh,
because
he's
that's just
definitely
who
that type of
LeBron
guy.
James is. But considering he is off contract at the end of this season, he has no obligations to stay with any team. He could retire. So
It's quite disappointing.
it
really,
could
though.
be the last time we see LeBron James play, and he might get swept in his last ever playoff
For the
series. which-
second greatest player of all time to get swept in against this Thunder team, it's kind of embarrassing. You would have thought he'd at least get one game, but
Hold on. He's 41.
Don't
What was
care.
MJ doing on the Wizards in 2002? They
He
even make
was-
the playoffs?
He was a smart man. He retired when he realized he was done.
Yeah, whatever, mate. Honestly.
6 rings. That's all I got to say. Anyway, the
And
other
with
series.
the series, though, the refs, in my opinion, have been diabolical.
Yeah, I guess that's
You
The
got to
excuse
agree
you
with me
can
on
make.
that, Will.
sure. They
Yes.
have been. They have been. Yeah.
Terrible.
But I mean, the Thunder are still just the better team.
Of
like,
course they are,
refs
don't get me
aside,
wrong.
the Thunder are the better team. As much as I can't stand the Thunder, but yeah, I think realistically they're gonna sweep this. They swept the Suns in the first round. They could. I don't know. Like, could this team go 16-0? in
Nah,
leadership?
no chance. Sorry. And I'm going to get into that in a bit. But in terms
No?
of this Lakers Thunder series as well, if Luka was here, Will, I need your opinion on this. If Luka was healthy, would he have made a difference, and would they have got at least 1 or 2 games against the Thunder?
He would have for sure made a difference and at least got them one game. Like,
Yeah.
undoubtedly, it's one of the most gifted offensive players I think ever in basketball.
Yeah.
But I mean, change the outcome of who wins a series? No shot. The Thunder still win
still
this
get it done.
series.
Thunder and the
And
refs.
Thunder in 5, maybe 6.
Thunder and the refs, eh?
Sure. Yeah. Thunder win this series. They're going to be in the conference finals.
Unsurprisingly, I've had.
And
them
then in
there
the other
whole time.
series, you got the Spurs versus the Wolves. Game 4 is just kicking off as we're recording now, so it'll probably be done by the time you're watching this. Currently, the Spurs are up 2-1. I love this Timberwolves team. Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players. I hope they get the job done. So I'm rooting for the Wolves in this series, but
Fair enough.
it's a hard one to predict. I mean, the Spurs did blow them out, and I think it was game 2 by like what 40 points. Might have
It
been game
was
3.
Game 3. They lost game 1, close-ish in game 2, and then game 3, Wemby went absolutely ridiculous. He had a massive game. And they absolutely just embarrassed them in front of their own fans too. And going back to game 1 as well, although Wemby only finished with 11 points and they lost the game, he broke the all-time single game playoff block record with like, what, 13? 12? Yeah, ridiculous from Wemby to have 12 blocks in a playoff game. Yeah. And say what you want, some of the blocks may have been a bit borderline, and if you go back to the old NBA when they weren't officially recording blocks, obviously you had Wilt Chamberlain, Nate Thurmond and the likes, and Bill Russell with, like 16 block games in the NBA, but the stat wasn't officially recorded, so.
Yeah, I think if the Wolves win this series, which I'm obviously hoping for, I think this is what I'm saying about the Thunder. I think the Thunder sweep the Wolves in the conference finals.
Yeah.
But I think if the Spurs beat the Wolves, which is probably the odds on what's going to happen,
Definitely is.
I think the Spurs could beat the Thunder. They're their kryptonite. They've beaten them
every time
4-0 in the regular season.
Yes. They didn't lose. I think the Thunder lost every game to the Spurs in the regular season.
Maybe they got one. I can't remember.
Might have been one, but the Spurs had their number all season. And that's why I'm a big fan of Victor Wembanyama, first of all, like a massive fan. And I would love to see the Spurs make it through. And with Greg Popovich still involved with the team, just for them to get another chip, I think would just be the icing on the cake for Greg Popovich's career. Because, well, sadly, we don't know how much time we have left with Pop because he's becoming ill, which is really sad. But
damn, it took a dark twist.
It did take a dark twist. But shout out Wemby, shout out the Spurs franchise. I think they can get the job done over the Thunder in the conference finals.
It's going to be interesting how it plays out. And lots of playoff action still to come. But something else that's been happening in the basketball NBA world this morning, the NBA draft lottery, Finn.
Oh,
I understand that we have a happy Clippers fan somewhere in this room. Is that right?
Yeah, very happy actually.
What happened?
Well, how about this? Indiana Pacers got fleeced, Will. Fleeced by us. The Ivica Zubac trade ended up paying...
Clippers finally want to trade, guys.
The Zubac Kobe Brown trade that happened on the deadline has actually ended up working perfectly in our favor. So the Clippers obviously had the trade, Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2029 unprotected first and a second. But we also had the pick this year if it landed in between 5 and 9 for the Pacers. Otherwise, it would have got pushed to like 2032 or something. It was really long. And we took the gamble. And we got the 5th pick in the NBA draft.
So the best possible outcome. For
Literally the best possible outcome. There was
and
a 40...
pick 5 as well in this draft.
Is very good.
Like, you're getting a bucket at number 5 for sure.
I need to look at draft boards and, the ranked players, because I'll be honest, I don't watch that much college basketball unless it's really going into the tournament.
I've got it sorted for you. You're going to be getting like a Caleb Wilson, he's projected 4th at the moment. So you'd be lucky to get him. But Darius Akuf, you heard of him? Bucket, could get him. Keaton Wagler. It'll be interesting to see where you guys go. But
we need big man.
Need big man?
Yeah.
Pray that like Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson falls to you, but I don't see that happening. They're probably
Who's the one
top
from
4
UNC?
picks. Caleb Wilson.
Yeah,
he's projected
with
4.
the dreads, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll be lucky to get him. But if you need a big, then
we need a
just
center.
miss out.
We need a center
because around that 5-6 pick range is where like the great guards are. But yeah,
we need a center realistically because maybe I don't know what we'd throw in. Kawhi Leonard? Nah, just kidding. We need a big because obviously we only really have like Yannick Conan Niederhauser and Brooke Lopez and
Did
Isaiah
you also
Jackson.
Finally finish paying off the Thunder in this draft?
Yeah, we finally, after what 7 years, we finally paid off the Thunder. For
talk
the Paul
about
George
winning
trade.
trades all you want, mate. Like
they
guys will forever be the worst trade in
Thunder
NBA history.
The Thunder got the 12th pick in the draft this year, which is still a lottery pick in a stacked draft class because of us.
Thanks, Clippers.
Yeah, but we finally don't have to pay them anymore. But in terms of the other picks, Washington with the first pick.
AJ. Got to be
probably AJ with how their roster is
Darren was projected 1 all season long, but AJ, I think, has overtaken him in recent months, especially with Darren Peterson's off-court
Antics.
situation, antics.
I don't even know if he likes playing basketball, Will.
Exactly, that's what it is. So I think AJ is going to be clear-cut one there, especially they've got Trae Young now in Washington. Yeah, the Wizards would be dumb not to take AJ Dubmensa. And then at 2, you've got the Utah Jazz picking. Be interesting to see if they take Darren Peterson, because they got Keontae George in Utah there. And what's his other name? Isaiah Collier as well.
Yeah, he's been solid too.
He's been solid. I don't know.
Bryce
they'll-
Sensabaugh as well.
Bryce Sensabaugh. It'll be interesting to see if they just want to go with the upside of Darren Peterson, or maybe someone like Cameron Boozer, whose father had connections to Utah.
Yeah.
So
Grizzlies
we'll see
with the
what
third
happens
pick. I honestly don't even know who's going to be
best
drafted.
available at that point.
Yeah, and same with 4.
Bulls
with
at
the
4, they jumped right up there.
Yeah, good thing they got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Kings 8th pick or something, whatever it was. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah.
Imagine being a Kings fan.
And the only team in the league that doesn't have a pick in this draft this year? Portland Trailblazers.
Not a single pick.
Not a single pick.
Wow.
Because we made the playoffs. So oh my gosh, I'm just realizing. We made the playoffs, so our pick went to Chicago. And that pick
You could have got the
jumped to
4th pick.
So yeah, that would have
Wow.
been our pick if we
Wow.
didn't make the playoffs.
That's unfortunate.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Golly gosh. Or just be 7 seed and get dropped off by Wemby in 5.
We definitely
Anyway.
watch with interest as the draft does roll around, and obviously the NBA Plus will continue, and we'll have much more for you next episode. But we'll take a quick break. We've got the Fast Break podcast, Sells NBL MVP for round 5 right after this. You're listening to the Fast Break podcast on Sport Nation with Finn and Will. Time to round out the episode, as we always do at the very top of the show. The Fast Break podcast, Sells NBL MVP.
The moment you've all been waiting for. All the players in Sal's anticipating whether they're going to be on the list or not. Starting out with number 3. Thank you, Finn. Jace Carter versus... No, sorry. That is Carter Witt.
Carter Bryant from the San Antonio Spurs, eh?
Carter
Witt.
Witt. Third time lucky, guys. From the Franklin Bulls, like I mentioned. Absolute point guard, you could say.
Point
18
guard.
points, 12 dimes, throwing them all left, right, and center against the Nelson Giants. He comes in at number 3 on the list this week.
It'd be really interesting to see how many of those assists went to Jace Carter and Darren Boyd.
See why I was confused? You just put
I did just put
on there.
Carter. Yeah, my apologies.
And I
my
just
apologies.
assumed Jace Carter, one of the best players in the league. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that was Carter Witt.
Carter
Number
Witt.
2, we had from the Auckland Tuatara versus the Nelson Giants, Josh Dilling with 26 points, 7 rebounds, and of course 5 for 7 from the 3-point line. Probably his best performance in the Tuatara so far.
2 people playing against the Giants this week. on the
Ooh.
list.
Ooh. Sorry, Giants fans. That was in the second spot, but who got the chocolates in the first spot for you, Will?
Number 1 this week, from the Southland Sharks, we have Rylan Jones. We talked about him earlier on the show. 6-foot point guard from the US. 25 points and 12 rebounds. I still can't wrap my head around a 6-foot point guard getting 12 rebounds in a game. Must be doing something right. So yeah, he comes in at number 1 this week on the show. And that's our top 3 for the week.
The Southland Sharks continue to be dominant. And in terms of the leaderboard, we actually don't have a live one, but we are writing them all down. And a
Yes.
few of these names are popping up a little bit more regularly as the season goes
Who's
along.
one to tease, Finn?
Probably Jace Carter,
Jace Carter?
maybe
is he?
Liam Judd,
Liam Judd?
Elijah Pepper potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Those
like
players in particular, but watch with interest. And when we come to the end of the season, you'll be able to find out who gets the trophy.
Maybe we'll do a mid-season update as well.
Potentially.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. But that's all for the Fast Break podcast on this episode. We'll see you next week for some more NBA action, of course, in the playoffs, the Sal's NBL, and everything in between in the basketball world. We'll see you then.